Now we come to the star of this course, the trade tracking sheet. Few changes have been made from the previous version. For instance, I have removed the information cells from this sheet to give this sheet itself more space. I have also removed a lot of the protections which were earlier impeding you from using the filters. Now you can easily use filters. Let's go column by column on this sheet. So first column is the code. As we saw in the active call database, there is unique code for each stock recommendation mentioned in column C. So suppose you see this new stock idea latent view shared today. Copy this by pressing Ctrl C on your keyboard or right click and copy. Come back on the trade tracking sheet. In a new row, you paste this code as value. There are two ways to do that. Either you press Ctrl Shift V on your keyboard, or you right click, paste special and click on paste values only. It is important that you paste as value, because if you paste normally, it will not show up because it is basically copying the formula, which is not going to give you the desired result. The next column mentions AC. AC means account. Now I understand that a lot of you may be managing multiple accounts. You might have accounts in different brokers, or you might have accounts under your spouse name, so your daughter's name that you may be managing, or you may be managing a short-term portfolio, long-term portfolio, mutual fund portfolio. Whatever it is, you will mention a shorthand here. And if you remember, in the info sheet, we were populating the corpus details. So this is where you are going to mention how much corpus you've allocated against which account. So for example, I have 4 accounts here: K, RH, IB and KP. Against K, I have inputted around 10 lakh rupees. So that input has been made over here. Every month, if you are inputting a sum of money from, say, your salary or your quarterly bonus, half yearly bonus, or you are withdrawing some money, the additions and subtractions will have to be mentioned properly in the info sheet. So up to 4 accounts you can easily manage in this trade tracker. So the first thing you will need to do is create your shorthands. Secondly, input the corpus here, and then in the blue cells here, mention the shorthand. Once you mention the shorthand here, for instance, I write K, based on the input of the corpus that I have made in this section, it will automatically pull my details here. Why is this important? Because in the trade tracker, when you're taking the trades against, say, your short-term portfolio, your long-term portfolio, or in your wife's portfolio, or any other account that you're managing, you can assign the shorthand here so that your profit, your investment and your cash calculations can be accurately made. More than that, it is important for the recommended allocation column. So we'll come to that. Next is the stock name. So when you input a stock idea code, like for instance, I want to trade in latent view, so I will copy the stock idea code and I will paste it. When I do, it will show me the name of the stock. Now, right now, there is no allocation being shown here. Why? Because I have not assigned any account. Now say I decide that I want to trade in account K. Now because account K is a 10 lakh rupees account, 6% of that would be roughly 60,000 rupees. The sheet is automatically calculating what is 60,000 divided by the last traded price of this stock, which is around 475, and quantity you need to buy. So the R stands for recommended, A stands for actual allocated. So when you enter the details of your buy, quantity and price, it will automatically populate how much you have allocated to this particular stock in your trade tracker. Now say latent view, today I have purchased. When you enter a stock code here, the entire row will show as green because you've not made any execution. Once you input the entry date or the buy date, the green color will go and the color will normalize. Now suppose I purchased 120 shares of this stock at the current market price, say around 470. Now it is showing that I have allocated around 6% of my capital to the stock and I have 120 stocks in holding. Suppose I decide I will purchase another 6 stocks and the price that time is 475. So now you can see that the allocation has changed from 120 to 126 and the percentage remains the same. So in short, the column D is going to show you what is the recommendation in terms of percentage and the calculation of the exact quantity that you need to purchase for the corpus that you have in the account that you want to take this trade in. And it will also populate for you how much you have actually allocated. Next, we have the stop loss target risk reward. This information is being pulled from the active call database. In the active call database, there is more information like buy range, spot price. In the trade tracker, only the stop loss target and risk reward is mentioned. Now you can see in some cases, this cell is white, in some cases it is green. So why is it green? It is green because the risk reward ratio is more than 3, which means it is attractive, which means you can buy more if you have allocation space left. Now for latent view, 6% was allocated, 6% was recommended, 6% has been allocated. So you will not buy any more of the stock. Next is the I column. Two important things here. In the I column, you will see regularly tracker tips that I will be sharing. Now, because I also use this tracker at my end, this is my version of the tracker that you're seeing, you will be able to see some updates on tips and tricks that I will keep sharing with you. Other than this, you will also see that whenever there is a new update on any share, it will show up here as purple. So let's go back to the active call database. Now here you can see that there is the stock idea Shobha or Sobha, which I activated on 5th August, and today 3rd September I have shared a new item which says revise stop loss to 1669. So if I copy this and if I paste it here, then you can see the 3rd September update is showing up here. Now let's see whether I have Sobha previously entered in this tracker. So I do. Now in account KP, I have purchased Sobha and I have purchased 30 stocks at 121. So here the column I is showing this as a purple update. So what I can simply do is I can filter by color and I can see dark purple. So these are all the stocks which I've purchased from my recommendation or which I have researched on my own, which have been changed today. So I can see that, for instance, Solar Industries, the revised stop loss has been changed to 10,616. Mine is set at 10,392. For Sobha, it is 1669. My stop loss is 1630. Now, because my stop loss currently is set to a level that is lower than the analyst's recommendation, what I will do is I will go to my trading account, change my stop loss level, and I will update 1669 here. When I do that, the red color will go away. Next is the entry date. So in this sheet, like I showed you in the legend, all cells or columns which are this light blue color are the ones that can be edited by you. And for the stop loss set columns, wherever there is red, it means you have not updated your stop loss. So it is very important that you stay on discipline, and that is why the color has been made so jarring, so that you don't skip on it under any circumstance. Whenever you purchase the stocks, enter the date on which you're buying it, your quantity, your entry price, and then your stop loss level here. When you exit the stock, enter your exit date here and your exit price. When you enter the exit price, just like you can see for this stock idea, the entire row will get colored to gray. The next column, column Q, shows you how much corpus have you invested in the stock. Account wise, the sum total of your invested corpus will also reflect on your info sheet, and the difference between your corpus and investment will show up as your cash. Next, you can see the total P&L. This shows the P&L in amount, and when it is profit, it will show in green. When it is a loss, it will show in red. The P&L is also mentioned as percentage. These two columns are yellow in color because they are connected to real market data from the Google servers. The next column gives you a space to make your own notes. Now column I and column T are both related to remarks or notes. The difference is that in column I, you will see what has been shared from my end to you. In column T, you can capture your own notes. The next column shows you the daily change. So here you can sort this to see what are the stocks that in your holding have declined the most, or today which have increased the most. So for instance, I can see that Raymond, which I have been holding, has moved up 6.51%. So I can now take a call to go ahead and revise my stop loss if I want to in this counter. The last traded price is the current market price, the live data again. The price change after exit column. Now for the stock positions that you have exited, you can filter all of them here easily by selecting all and unselecting the blanks. So only where you have date inputs, you are able to see those, which means you're looking at all your closed trade executions. And now you can sort this. So now you know that in this stock, Bajaj Auto, the profit was booked and then the price changed after exit. Now you can see I have included a note for you here which says booked profit out of FOMO. So Bajaj Auto is a active recommendation and it continues to move towards the target. But it looks like over here the clients saw 10% profit and they wanted to book out because they were afraid that the market might decline. Having this note is going to in the future highlight to you what behavior you indulged in which went against you. This W column will mention how the price has changed after you exited. So here I can see this stock, that is ACL Gati. After it was exited, this stock has gone down by around 5.5%. The age and date column, this will show you how long you held on to the position for. So this was exited on 26th August and this was purchased on the 16th of July. So that difference is what is being shown here in days as well as in months. You can use row number 2 to filter stocks by colors, by text, however you like. Now if you only want to take a look at the stock recommendations or trades or positions that are currently active, just clear the entire selection, select only the blanks on the exit date column and you will be able to see stocks or positions that you're currently holding. Suppose you only want to look at all the positions in one account. You can clear your selection and you can select the account that or accounts that you want to look at any given point of time. What if you have stocks that you want to purchase which have not been recommended by me? So for that you're going to use the own sheet. I will see you in the next video where I have explained the own sheet.